Sometimes the answer really is turning it off and turning it back on again. You can just weasel with it all you want, but sometimes that's all it really is. So we are back, everybody. Welcome back. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the game 40 minutes in. Thank you everybody for showing up and being so patient with us. Let's just pick things up right where we left off. In the previous episode, you guys had been thrown into an alternate reality slash timeline. You had entered into the body of supposedly alternate variations of yourselves in a different universe in a different time. You guys are all Klingons. You're on board this ship. The ship called Konos 1. It is a Klingon D7 battle cruiser, the flagship of the Klingon Empire. You have been flung back in time into a very specific period, specifically for those of us watching just after the events of Star Trek 6. You've already had an encounter with Sulu, and you guys have all realized that you are the honor guard, the inner circle of Chancellor Azatbur, the daughter of Gorkon. Right now, you guys have been sent here by Carl, who you've just learned is actually the guardian of forever. And apparently, the whole point of this is because each of you has been inundated with these anti-chronoton variants, you have the capacity to interact with the timeline in a way similar to the way the timeline was changed. So, y'all are being sent to various points to undo the horrible things that have been done to set up an event that would ultimately lead to the return of the Romulan Star Empire at a certain period in history when it is not supposed to, and the destruction and decimation of many, many, many lives along the way because of the dramatic changes to the timeline. This, so far as you all know, is one of at least 2 or 3 things y'all are going to have to bounce around to fix, and like these shatter points in time that Carl has pinpointed as the moments you all need to fix. When we last left off, y'all had concocted a plan to retrieve Duras from his ship. Duras, who apparently is leading a quiet rebellion in the name of the House of Chang to unseat Chancellor Azatbur. It's a tricky situation. Duras should not have been in this place where he could do that. Instead, he has become somebody who is trying to do a power grab using the chaos of the aftermath of the Kittimer Accords. History records that this particular member of the Duras family died. He should not be alive right now. He should be removed. He should have been killed at some point. However, he is alive and well and is currently staging all kinds of nastiness behind the scenes. Y'all have been trying to figure out if you can get rid of him without killing him, as history records he should have been killed. Instead, y'all are trying to find a way around this, that you can remove him from the equation completely and still get the same effects without having to, well, go full Klingon and send this guy to Greythor, where he belongs. The plan in place was to essentially coordinate with Captain Sulu behind the scenes, and see if Sulu can't essentially come snatch the guy up and disappear him. Sulu did not say no to this because Sulu wants Chancellor Azatbur to succeed. However, so much is at risk. If a Federation starship were just to swoop in and swipe a Klingon captain from their ship and then zip out of there, it could raise a lot of questions. However, there might be a way to do this. That's what y'all were coming back to your quarters to figure out, Captain. Now, as a quick reminder, I did mention this last episode in passing, but if anybody is curious, the crew members are still referred to by their real names in their reality. However, that is not what the members of reality of this particular universe are hearing. They're literally hearing their Klingon counterpart names spoken, because the names that are being spoken don't exist in this reality. So it's kind of a bending. It's also a great way as a GM to not force your players to learn all new names the moment they have to adopt characters they did not know they were going to adopt. So that being said, it's also very Star Trek. Writers do that all the time. So that being said, you all went back to Jaren's quarters. Jaren is discovered that Idril is basically the first officer of this ship and has his own quarters. Y'all were about to convene and talk to Prism, the AI that exists in this reality and is aware of who you are, when suddenly the doors to the quarters were forced open and 5 Klingon warriors drew blades and weapons and stormed into the room. Prism has alerted all of you that these Klingons are not registering as part of this timeline. And here we go. We begin today's episode right where we left off with a bunch of Klingon Becks charging into the room, weapons drawn, snarling, with the intent to kill all of you. As the melee is about to break out, we default back into Star Trek Adventure rules, which state very clearly that if you are aware that combat is imminent, PCs go first, because each of y'all are main characters in this television series. So, as they come charging into the room, you guys get the initiative. Who would like to go first?
I would love
It's gotta
to.
be double tap.
I would
We
love it
can't
if
hear
you
double
would.
tap.
Double tap.
Yeah, I'm gonna move in. What weapons are they all wielding right
There's a
now?
mixture. You do see disruptor pistols have been drawn, but a lot of diktats are also drawn.
Okay. And does everyone have a disruptor on them, or is it just
Every
some...
single one of you has a standard issue. Klingons, every single one of you carries a disruptor pistol at your side, as well as your family diktat as well.
I mean the enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Do they
They
all
have-
have disruptors on them?
They've all got disruptors
Okay.
on them.
Or just a few of them have them drawn? Okay.
Nope, they've all got their weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the closest one with a disruptor.
Deck number one. Yeah,
Deck number one.
he's charging in. He's got his diktat in a reverse grip, and his disruptor is drawn. He comes charging in, pretty confident that he's going to draw the blood of his enemies right now. You get to go first. As a quick reminder to those who, because we have not actually played a lot of this of physical combat in Star Trek Adventures, this is going to be pretty wild. Right off the gate, because y'all are going up against these Klingons, just letting you all know as GM, I am awarded by fact of trait, I am awarded 3 threat for their appearance in attacking all of you. So now that has been established, what you're going to do, are you making a melee attack, or are you going to try to keep it in range?
I'm going melee attack. I think
Okay.
even in this form, I have a walking cane at my side, and I'm going to be using that as a bludgeoning weapon.
My question for you right out of the gate is, do you intend on inflicting deadly injury, or are you going to attempt to stun him?
I'm going with stun.
Okay. In which case, go ahead and make a daring security task check. The difficulty is 1.
Okay, perfect. I'm pretty confident I can get hit on 1 at least. And to daring security. Okay, I need to get underneath.
Daring security
stun.
check.
Okay, that's 2 successes. I got 8 and a 10, so 2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes. Now I have to roll against you. Oh, it's a tie.
Oh,
2 successes on that. However, you are going to succeed.
perfect.
Check. Yeah. If the task was an opposed task, the 2 target 1. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, and if you want, what you could do is, what I would say, without having to get into the rules, what I might say, if you would like, you can spend a point of momentum to take this attack. Otherwise, I'm going to rule you guys attack each other at the same time.
We currently have 2 momentum.
I'll use, and I get my, okay, so I succeeded, so I get a bonus momentum anyway because of self-reliance. So I'll use my bonus momentum to deal this blow instead of taking it.
Okay.
So I'll spend my 1 bonus momentum to do that. As I strike them in the chest with my walking cane, and I have 1 other momentum because I succeeded by 1.
Walking
Correct?
cane?
Was that?
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Remind me about the walking cane.
I just, so on my character, I have a bludgeon, and I just play with it as the walking cane I keep with me.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're, I kind of like that her inner circle, there is a Klingon that has this, because Gorkin had a walking cane. It was a badass looking bone. So, okay, cool. We could say you have this big, thick animal bone, like a rib that was torn from an animal, some kind you were hunting on Konos.
And yeah, so as I slam into their chest, I will use the disruptor they have is single-handed, correct?
Yeah, it's a one-handed pistol. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to spend 1 momentum to disarm them with that strike. one of the momentum spends you can use is 1 momentum to disarm them if it's one-handed, or 2 momentum to disarm them if it's a two-handed weapon. So I'm going to disarm them of that disruptor.
Okay.
And then, if everyone's okay with it, I want to spend 1 momentum to take fire at will, which basically just lets me take another attack action.
Okay.
I would love it if you did. Once again.
Okay.
So as I slam into their chest, knocking the disruptor out of their hand, I'll spin and swing the cane for another Klingon. Preferably another one with a disruptor, if they're close enough for this. And I'll roll for that as well.
Okay, so just to narrate what's happened, because I need to just remind you all, there are 3 types of NPCs in Star Trek Adventures. There's minor, notable, and major. Major would be like Khan Noonien Singh. Minor would be like the Romulan commander you spit at over the comms when you guys are trading insults, and maybe who has a name that episode. And then there's minor, which are red shirts everywhere. Red shirts cannot withstand a single injury. If you hit them, they go down. You are fighting a bunch of minions right now. So the disarm actually causes the Klingon to drop. So as you smash that cane into his arm, he immediately drops to the ground, grabbing his arm, and he's currently out of combat now because he has been completely removed. Although, unless you are because it's technically stun damage. So he's on the ground grabbing his arm, which supposedly is broken at this point as he's grabbing at his elbow. So go ahead and make your attack at the second guy.
Yes, and because it's a second attack,
why y'all call me double tap. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because this is a second attack, the difficulty is increased by 1.
So it's a difficulty 2 check on this one.
I'll risk it. I'm gonna stick with it. I don't want to use all of our momentum right now.
Okay.
Okay, that's 2. As I got exactly 2 again.
2. He also rolled 2 successes.
Okay, perfect. Because self-reliant again, instead of getting 1 bonus momentum, I get 2.
I'm not going to make you spend another momentum. So you can,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to let you spend you spent the 1 momentum to gain the initiative on the tie. I'll let that carry over to this. They're minors.
Okay,
They're minor
okay,
NPCs,
cool.
so you can absolutely carry it over.
Oh, perfect. In that case, yeah, I slam it down into the hand wielding the disruptor.
Okay.
Breaking the arm. Well.
Arm breakers. Okay, so you just smash the other one. So the other one goes down as well as bone cracks. He goes down to the ground also with a scream. That is going to be the end of your action. 2 of them are now out of action. Beck, 1 and 2 are done. There are 3 left.
We get to retain the initiative for free, or does Taeon's second action count against that?
No, it doesn't count against that because it's taking a second major action, which he's allowed to do with his talent. So now, if y'all want to keep the initiative, you either have to spend the momentum or use a talent.
I have that talent.
The captain has the.
Okay.
Keep it for free. So.
And that is.
I have an idea. If anybody else has one, they can feel free to go though.
Decisive leadership.
Do you have a vision?
Yeah, I want to see.
You might be muted.
Oh no, not me. No.
I have you muted. That's my bad.
Okay, I was
clicking around on stuff earlier when we were testing audio.
Caitlin talking to herself. What's happening up there?
Caitlin was like, no I'm kidding. No, I want to see a Vulcan tag team.
Okay.
All right. Whoever is, if it looks like anybody is now targeting Taeon, I would like to swoop in and put them down.
Okay,
and I would
say yes. I'd say a Klingon saw another Klingon drop 2 Klingons, so that Klingon's going to attack the other Klingon. You definitely see a disruptor being pointed at Taeon.
Yes, that is the individual I would like to go for.
Are we about to watch a Klingon do a Vulcan nerve pitch?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So, yes, that's all flavor text. That's beautiful. Tell me how to roll this. Nerve pinch counts as a melee weapon. And the intense and non-lethal qualities. You may use science or medicine instead of security when attempting a nerve pinch attack, and may increase the damage by your science or medicine discipline instead of security. Is it you may, I must, or I have the choice to?
You have the choice to.
Okay, cool. Those are my dumb stats. So
yeah.
we're good.
Yeah, you have the you pretty much decide which one that's going to be.
Cool. Okay. So this is a security daring? Security
for a melee attack?
For a
Standard melee attack is always going to be daring plus security,
And
unless
security,
you're
okay.
using
Just
a
'cause it's
talent
the-
that gives you something else.
Yeah, it's just because it's the nerve pinch. I wasn't sure if it was something weird. Okay, and then so just so I can check upkeep here. The difficulty on Taeon's first attack was a difficulty 1.
And
So
the second,
even
yeah, because if you take a second attack, it goes up by 1.
it goes up by 1. So the first one, because they rolled 2 successes, we had 1 momentum from that.
No, you didn't get any successes from that because he was generating. Y'all were not beating the net. You have to. It's a contested roll. So
Contested roll. Okay, that's why I was like, because there's a difficulty
it's an opposed
and
check.
it's a contested roll.
Right.
That's why I wanted to check.
The
Okay, cool.
default difficulty is 1, but it's an opposed check, so you have to
I
beat
see.
him.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay, so we have no momentum then.
No momentum
All right.
on. That's fine.
So then I'm going to roll. Let's see. I don't think any of my. Yeah, no, none of my focuses come into play here. So let's see what I can do.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 successes right off the bat.
Okey-doke.
Yeah, and no, yeah, 2 successes.
So you rush up on him. Let's see if he's going to be able to defend himself. 2 successes. I also rolled 2 successes. Oh man, I rolled. And it's funny because it's just because I rolled a 1.
Oh, boo!
So no momentum from this, but you'll be able to hit him.
I would like go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
All right, cool. So yeah, he's a minor. He's a minor Klingon, so he cannot resist as you clamp down on him.
I would like if like your Taeon's like swing Tavine like ducks under and is there again, like coming at the person who is angling towards Taeon,
Yeah.
and then drop.
His eyes widen and then they roll into the back of his head as his body crumples underneath your grip. It's tougher than you remember it being, but he drops to the ground. That's going to remove a third from this fight, and that is going to, unless you have the ability to take another major action. All right. In which case, it is now going to be their turn. And as stated before, there is going to be a disruptor shot had here. So I'm going to roll randomly because combat is pure chaos. 3 of them gone. In an episode of Star Trek, this would be Klingons charging in and a big scuffle breaking out, but 3 of them have been dropped immediately as the camera kind of zooms in onto Aeon, dropping 2 of them with this cane, and then the Vulcan nerve pinch on 1 of them. I'm gonna roll
double tap.
Tell you what, let's do it like this. I'm gonna roll 1. Let's see. Okay. Caitlin, even or odd? Pick even or odd.
Sorry, I was muted. Even.
Even. Okay. You were being shot at with a disruptor, Caitlin. Range attack is going to be control
enough.
security.
Shooting it right through the 4th wall.
Let's see. Okay, so control.
The easiest way to win the fight is to take out the player.
Y'all almost won tonight because Chief Tech almost took out the GM. All right. So, okay. Gotcha. All right. Ooh, it's a success, but it's a ranged attack, which means I think I needed 2 successes to hit you. I did. I needed 2 successes to hit you. I only rolled 1. Y'all all feel the temperature in the room spike for a split second as a green bolt of disruptor energy just grazes past. A killing shot just flies right past your chief helmswoman. It slams into the wall, causing this burst of exploding greenish energy to scorch the wall right behind and disintegrate half of the banners that hang there. That's going to be their action. It's y'all's turn again.
I'm so sorry. I just heard someone attacked my sister.
Someone tried to disintegrate your sister. Presumably, if it was enough damage, it could have.
Kate is about to start pulling out Street Fighter move. That's a booking.
Round 1.
I want to disintegrate him right back. See how they like it.
Okay. I'm awarding myself 1 threat. You pull your disruptor.
Yep.
Go ahead and make your. It's the range difficulty. So it's control plus security difficulty is 2.
Yep. All right, let's see. That's an 11 and a 13. I think that control 10, security 3. That's 2.
He does
Plus
not
some
get.
bonus.
He does not get to defend himself because there is no cover. So he is just shot. And as a miner, he does not get to. As minor NPCs do not get to shrug off injuries. The disruptor bolt slams into his chest, and he goes hurling off the ground a good 3 or 4 feet before collapsing to the ground with a smoking, collapsed chest cavity with just steam rising from where the disruptor hit. And in the same instance that he settles onto the ground, you watch as his body phases out of vision. It just goes and disappears right in front of you.
Commander.
There is one left, and it is now his turn. And I'm going to make a random check here. And okay, Sam, please choose even or odd.
Oh, I'm odd. I'm always odd.
Okie doke. Jaren, a disruptor, is aiming directly at you.
No!
Let's go.
Okay. One success with a complication.
Ooh.
I rolled a 20. I rolled a
That's
20.
not enough to hit as well.
I rolled a 12 and a 20, so I succeed and don't succeed because it is a failed. So he raises. Okay, so the way this would manifest then, the Klingon raises the disruptor. He's got you dead to rights, Jaren. You look down the barrel of this disruptor. You were distracted for a split second as Cadence basically killed one of these Klingons. As you turn your attention to them, you see this disruptor point you right at you. The Klingon snarls as he's about to pull the trigger, and then he too simply phases out right in front of you. The moment he does, the two that are on the ground follow in suit. I need each of you to make a check for me as this is happening. As you watch these bodies kind of phase out all of a sudden. I'm going to ask for a reason science check. The difficulty is going to be quite high. It is going to be 4.
Have you considered not asking for a reason science check from this crew? No reason.
Yeah.
I know.
I got the reason. I do not have
Sally
the
Ride,
science.
this is not.
Is there any?
So I rolled 2-1. I got 4.
You got 4 successes?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna save my determination then.
I know, right? Double Tap's got this.
Okay.
Double Tap the dice there.
Yeah, I would say if one of you succeeded, don't burn anything to succeed and just roll the dice and see if you've got it.
I doubt any focuses would come into play, but if they did, I would have 3.
They phase out right in front of you. Disruptors and everything, weapons, all of it, they just disappear right in front of you. To Aeon, as you watch this happen, the next thing you notice as you glance around to see where they went is you notice that the disruptor scorching mark on the wall also disappears off the hull. The bulkhead behind you is completely clear. The banner that was partially disintegrated by this disruptor bolt is completely restored. And for whatever reason, perhaps because it's stroke of ingenuity, maybe it's that tactical mind of yours, but it's like hearing a song that has the same riff that makes you think of another song that kind of, you make this connection. You remember when you first joined the crew of the USS Pride, one of the first things you did was you went through battle reports to find out what the Pride had been up against, to learn what you guys were dealing with the missions. And the first thing that you came across was its encounter with a ghost bird of prey, which vanished in the same fashion when it blew up after being destroyed by the Pride. You remember this well because you shot that thing. It was the first thing you guys encountered where you had to get involved in combat. This bird of prey, after you destroyed it with a heavy hit with the phaser, vanished just like these Klingons did. Remember, no debris, no nothing, no indication that combat had even happened. There wasn't even signs of disruptor discharge from the weapons off of that ship. In a similar fashion, you realize that has happened here.
Okay. Well, because self-reliant, I have 4 bonus momentum. Do you want to do any obtain information spends here?
Self-reliant gave you bonus momentum off of.
Yeah, so every time I succeed at any task without buying a dice, I
That's
get
so
bonus
baller.
momentum equal to
That
difficulty.
is sexy.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
cool.
get
So
4
4
there.
bonus momentum to ask questions. Yeah. You do have
boy,
Prism
okay.
here too, which could function as an asset for
Oh,
you as well,
That's
narratively.
true. Yeah.
Actually, you could add that as a trait to your party at this point.
oh, yeah, Prism. Okay.
You could just write Prism as a party trait. And Prism can probably answer questions and detect. Remember, Prism can detect temporal disruptions, things that don't belong here, et cetera, et cetera.
I can't think of any question. I have all this bonus momentum, but I actually cannot think of a question. I had to
Yeah,
use
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Fair,
yeah.
fair, fair.
Oh,
Can
Yeah.
Prism track what change was made that caused the Klingons we were just facing to phase out?
I think that's a good question. Like, what triggered the phasing out?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like, did we trigger it, or was it an external?
Yeah, I think that's actually a good one. Yeah, if we could figure that out.
Okay. All right. So ask Prism.
Okay. Okay, we're probably gonna ask all of these to Prism. So I just want to think of
Yeah,
one
all
further
4. Yeah.
question. We can also just ask one and let the rest fizzle. It's fine, but
We should use them if we can.
If you two don't decide to do with that bonus momentum, I'm going to turn this spaceship around.
I guess if possible, we can ask if that's a reading Prism can memorize, so we get a warning the next time, if there's a next time this happens.
So so specifically, what do you want to ask Prism?
Okay, so first question is, was there phasing out like externally triggered, or did we do something to trigger the phasing out of these Klingons?
Okay, so you asked Prism, did we cause that? Essentially.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
2, whatever sent them here, is there a way for Prism to track or keep an quote unquote ear out for it?
Okay, let's do the first.
time
Yeah, hold that thought. We'll do these one at a time. Yeah. So the first one, Prism says, most curious. I am detecting what would appear to be some kind of quantum displacement. But what's curious about this is it does seem to be inspired, or at least fueled by, if I'm reading this correctly, anti-chronoton variant particles. It's similar to the way a transporter might work if a signal was beamed into a specific area. The way it would if you were to lock on with a transporter.
Transporter, but through time and space. Well, I suppose that's what a transporter is. Maybe just more through time.
And we did learn that they were from that Prism detected 33rd century technology before the Klingons came in. So
also, I'm going to go ahead and allow you guys for now, for the present time, should you ever choose, I will allow you all to activate Prism as a support character for the purposes of Ox points, the way you do Peaches.
Sweet.
All right, I say let's get it done then.
Yeah.
All right, we're activating Prism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and somebody roll me a D20.
14. Oh, D20. Okay, 4.
Yep.
Ah, shit.
This is from Michael Harris. Thank you so much, Superpunk Michael Harris.
Thank you.
Then yes, Prism is activated for the scene, in which case I'm going to make a quick check. Now I'm going to roll for Prism. Prism is going to have to make a check here. And I'm going to find out if Prism is able to put 2 and 2 together, which, considering the science.
Come on, you got it. You have Moon Prism power.
I rolled a 15 and a 1, so that's 3 successes on a 3 difficulty. So Prism ponders this for a moment and says, I believe that it might be possible that technology similar to what the Guardian of Forever uses is being used here.
Weapon.
You still have 3 more momentum to burn.
Hmm.
So you can ask questions as you see fit.
Do we have any specific ones? Because if not, Eric, how would you feel about maybe comboing like a 2-for-1 deal for like a thing you think we should notice or know?
Oh, I see. You mean
Insight,
kind
a moment
Because
of.
we're just sitting here like,
Yeah.
oi, what should we do with these questions? But you know who knows what we should do with these questions? So what do you feel about we do a little deal about this?
I would be all right with that if y'all can, in character, make that happen. If you can narratively explain it. If it's you asking Prism to basically put all the data together and form a hypothesis for the group, you could do that.
Yes, please perform nonlinear interpretation and data analysis, Prism, if you could.
Well, damn.
I'm going to have Prism roll for it one more time at a difficulty of 3.
I would like to use my bonus momentum and give one of my bonus momentum to give them an extra die.
Okay.
If we're going to be spending, they might as well use it. Instead of just
Yeah.
doing
I
it.
would like
Prism
to
is
use
activated.
I
What's
would
that?
like to use my captain's ability to spend a determination to make Prison's roll 1 or one of Prison's roll 1.
Okay.
And with orb experience, that turns 2 dice into 1.
Oh my god.
2
So
dice
you're
into
rolling.
1?
Whenever
do you
I
want both of them, or do you want the 3 momentum and the exo back?
I say
Spend or
I say
recycle?
do both of
we can
them.
do the exotactic.
Okay, then
yeah.
then it's just the 1 die, and then I'll get the 3 momentum off the second one, use the exo ability, and refund you the determination.
Oh boy. All
Got
right,
it.
so I'm rolling 3 dice then, or just no? Because one of them is turned into a crit.
One is turned
automatically,
into a
right?
1.
So you're only
I'm
rolling
just
the 1 now.
Rolling. Okay.
Well, but the Drac bought a die.
Jack
so
bought a
yeah, I
die.
bought
So
a
I'm
die
rolling
as
2, and one of the
okay.
Rolling
it would
So
have been
sorry.
3, but one
No,
of them
you're
is a
good.
crit.
There were 1 + 1 + 1 + 2 + 1. Yeah.
Ooh. I rolled a 20 and a 3.
Oh,
Okay, so the result
I take-
is what's that?
Can I take stress to avoid decomplication for everybody?
Oh yeah, that is a mechanic.
I don't see why not. Would technically be. You can just well no wait a minute. You can only take stress if it's a roll that you're making, correct?
I'm not certain. That's why I was
I'm
asking.
not certain
if that
either.
would
Yeah,
be-
because I know there's a rule where you can choose to take stress instead of getting a
Does
complication.
Prism
I
have
do know.
stress?
Yes, because Prism is
yeah.
now an activated support character, so Prism does actually have a stress rating.
Hold on. I got it right here. Thank you again to Man of Myth, aka Captain Hydras. Every main character and some supporting characters have a limited ability to withstand stress, resist negative consequences, and avoid injuries during tense or dangerous situation.
Okay.
A character can withstand a maximum of stress equal to their fitness, your choice of species, talents. Each time your character faces a negative consequence, you may choose to suffer stress instead.
A negative. Okay, so then here's what I'm gonna do. Here's how I'll do it then. Prism will elect to take that stress.
Gotcha.
As Prism is basically using up all of its systems to crunch a quantum equation that is basically spanning universes right now, taking a lot of the data that Prism has about the Guardian of Forever and trying to put together a probable cause for all of this. And as a result, Prism is going to take a couple of points of stress here, which is basically hit points. Also keeping in mind that supposedly every reality y'all are going to be jumping into, there should be a Prism. So this one is still fully active, but
I assume this is Prism's like focus. Like, was that
Yes.
2 crits? I assume I was like that.
2 crits.
So then we would get.
the...
It was a 3 and a 1.
Oh yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So then we.
So-
I just want
so-
to make sure. So we would have
yeah.
1 momentum. now.
Yeah, you would generate
Okay,
momentum from that.
Thank you.
Prism takes a few moments, and you start seeing the calculations, and you're what? Who's holding Prism? I forget who's got Prism on them on their persons.
I'll say B.
Okay,
That's it, Captain. Makes sense.
Pedro, as you're looking down at the data pad, this sleek black data pad that begins to shift and change as the programmable matter begins to show you the displays, you see all these equations being crunched. You see data coming up on the Guardian of Forever. You see timelines, time stretching out in all different like variables. A few moments later, Prism reports, I believe I have something. It's a theory, but the technology that is used to send you all into this reality and to place you into the identities of the Klingons that you currently occupy. Something similar is being used. I believe this has caused it to be possible to create essentially reality ghosts. Like drawing echoes from other realities and manifesting them in a different reality, similar to beaming a thing from one part of a location to another part. But in this case, it's almost as if though something was able to take possibility or memory or action, manifest it, and send it somewhere, essentially creating some kind of almost a holographic but quite real representation of something that could, may, or did happen. They are, and for all intents and purposes, reading to me as reality ghosts. I also noticed too that the anti-chronoton variants that have manifested around them have begun to dissipate. I believe that there is a way to track where the signal is coming from.
And can you do
There you
that, or would we have to find other means?
We would have to find different manifestations. These have been destroyed. Or it's not accurate to say destroyed. They never truly existed. They are it's more accurate to call them erasing possibility or erasing an event non-event. A more simplified way of saying it would be treat them as ghosts that never were. They were borrowed from a time where they could have been and made to do the bidding of whoever programmed them.
Oh, so I see that we're dealing with all that is, was, and never will be. Okay. Prism, would you by chance happen to have the schematics for the device that is allowing for this temporal travel? If we're able to discern how it works, we may be able to anticipate these ghosts.
My only record of such a device being possible is this. And you see coming up on screen the outline of a bizarre looking Romulan warbird with swept wings back. You've seen a silhouette of this before. From what I understand, this was the device that my agent was tracking. So inconclusive as to what its purpose was or what it was doing.
Muted, Noah.
You're muted.
From everything that I've gathered, it appears that with our current course of action remains the best choice, though I am open to suggestions.
I think we have to go through with the plan we have to go through for this shatter point in reality, and if we get a shot at that bird of prey, then we dance, see what we can make of it. Until then, we wait for our opportunity, sir.
Perhaps we treat these ghosts as a side effect. Keep an eye out for them, but they're not our primary target at the moment.
I'm going to give this roll to Aeon because Aeon was successful at the earlier roll. So Aeon, I'm going to ask you to make your reason science check again. And this time I'm going to set the difficulty at 2.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Let's see if Aeon can put 2 and 2 together.
It said reason science.
Mhm.
Reason science, not great, but has 2 successes.
2 successes. Nicely done. To Aeon, to put it into words, it clicks with you that what you just encountered was obviously the same kind of manifestation that you all ran into when you had to destroy that bird of prey. You were attacked then, you were attacked now. It occurs to you in your tactical mind that if there's truth to this ship being a AI that is registering threat, it might be very aware of all of you and sent these guys here to kill you. Which means that it's entirely possible this ship can reach across universes using this anti-chronoton variant technology because it was stolen from the Guardian of Forever. That's where it all starts to click together. Whatever happens, you guys are probably going to be running into resistance into every reality you jump into. There's going to be something waiting for you because it probably knows you guys are doing countermeasures right now. It just clicks tactically. You finally get an idea.
Makes sense. I
Yes.
think, Captain, I think these ghost Klingons, these ghost ships we keep encountering, I don't think they're accidents. I think they're being sent towards us. For lack of a better word, I suppose antibodies, as the AI is detecting us as a virus. They can tell that we're pushing against it, so they're sending what they can to slow us or stop us entirely. So they're going to be muting more.
I had a suspicion that that was the case. That's our opposition. What I think we need to focus on is our goal. We can't leave this system until we resolve the temporal issue that we were sent here to fix. And I, for one, having done some light medical study, do not want to be at the business end of an immune system. So I think the faster we succeed in our goal here, the better. Besides, I don't want to know what else could never exist and come try and kill us. It's a disturbing thought.
I holster my disruptor.
Right. Speaking of, I think the rules of engagement have changed slightly. I will ask that you remember your Starfleet training. However, in the span of everything that is happening, I think it is only reasonable to try and protect yourself as best you can. So, keep your guard up, and let's try and save disruptors as a weapon of last resort.
I'll keep doing that, sir. And Cadence moves just like a little bit in front of Tavine, just like one shoulder a little bit over another shoulder.
Tavine does not make any reaction as though they are aware of what Cadence has done in this moment at all.
That's my sister.
Okay. So, as all of that is happening, everyone's kind of recovering, picking themselves up, checking themselves for wounds. Captain Zarya moves over to you and just leans in. She says, Captain, I need some guidance.
Yes.
Starfleet regulation dictates that I am allowed to use lethal force to protect any of the members of the away team or command crew. If you want me to hold off on that, of course, I'll follow your orders, sir. I just want to make sure I'm not sure. I've never time traveled before. Is it okay if I have to?
I'm going to be completely honest with you, officer. I think the lighter the touch we have in this timeline, the better. That said, you have the rank and position because you earned it and because you're the most qualified for your job. I submit to your discretion.
Thank you, Captain. She looks like she's thinking hard about that. She nods and says, I'll do my best to use a baseline of non-lethals. And she kind of, at that, almost like comedically glances down at the very no phaser setting disruptor at her side and just sighs and goes, Klingons don't do subtlety very well.
Or Vulcan nerve pages. So he's going to say, looking at me.
It is non-lethal, Captain.
No, I thought it was. Well, it's something I certainly don't think many others have seen.
Those ones certainly won't tell anyone about it. Shall we, Captain?
Right. We need to locate Chang, I do believe.
No, it's you're looking for the Duras captain.
Duras captain. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Apologies.
Who's yeah. His
Yeah.
full name is Captain Nukchek.
Who is
oof.
for
The House of
my memory and for Chad and for players is the one funding the House of Chang.
Right.
Was dead in our regular timeline, but is alive now. Correct.
Did we ever find his location? Because if not, that's
Yes.
going to be my first question.
Mhm.
All right.
No, Prism has it. Prism has his approximate location.
So
Prism is kind of a cheat code because Prism knows how things are supposed to unfold and can detect alterations for things that are how it's doing. It is, of course, 33rd century technology that's just working overtime right now.
So I believe it was our just sorry above hat on head
Mhm.
above table.
Yeah.
We were talking about this is for my team here. We were talking about getting some excuse to get this our ship stationed where he is. Is that right? Is that what we had talked about?
What y'all were talking about was you have a general idea of where he is right now,
Mhm.
and the idea is to basically head straight to his location in coordination with the USS Excelsior
Yes.
Mhm.
and
We wanted
confront
to get
him
them.
and
Yeah.
get him. Yeah,
I don't know that we discussed how we were going to get there yet. I was of the mind of seeing if because I do remember asking if they had like hangar bays.
Yeah.
'Cause they had
Prism had-
hangar
We've been.
bays.
Yeah.
shuttlecraft that
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
Prism had also said that they could like basically counterfeit a reason for us to be there. So
Mhm.
that was also an option if we want to take the whole ship. But I
Prism
don't know
can-
if that's what we want to do.
Prism can essentially completely take over the main database
Mhm.
of the Klingon ship at any
Yeah.
point. Prism has the technology level to commandeer the entire ship if need be.
Well,
Well-
that's diplomatically troubling.
I feel like
You know what? You know
and,
that thing I said about the lighter touch?
Yes, sir.
Nah. How we feel about taking the ship?
I mean, there was the option was to put out like a fabricate a like fake ID of we need to be here in this area, and like
You don't need
will
to.
take us there.
Can I give
Yeah.
you some GM advice?
Yeah.
You're Klingons. So if you tiptoe into ask permission shit, people are going to sense that you are a weak Klingon and
Yeah.
they are going to try to deal with you that way. If you come
So it's
kicking
like-
down, if you kick in the door and say, I belong here, and if you got a problem with that, I'm going to stick a knife in your head, Klingons will say, okay, they belong here. And I don't want to have a knife stuck in my head. So I would say, moving forward for the rest of this encounter, it's going to get the difficulty levels and everything are going to change in accordance for how Starfleet you act in front of Klingons. So
Mhm.
just keep that in mind.
See, so I was just doing what one was
Yeah.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
Really, I was just being a good Klingon,
Yeah.
Captain.
All right.
I,
Well, you
I don't know
know.
if I'm misremembering this. Then we want to also disgrace the was it a Chang
Yeah.
house
Cha-
as well?
Chang is a disgraced house.
Yeah.
So General Chang staged a coup and had the Chancellor assassinated and was in turn destroyed by the USS Enterprise at the Battle of Kittimer and the USS Excelsior. His house has since fallen into ruin for being traitors. They've been discommoded and they're in ruin right now. So, but they still have loyalists because the House of Chang wanted to stop the peace treaty between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. Because there's a lot of Klingons out there that want to go down fighting and think that the Federation should all be burned to the roots, and that should be that.
They're being funded by the House of Duras.
Duras is funding them. Duras shouldn't be here. This particular, the House of Duras should be here, but this particular Duras has been funding the efforts of Chang loyalists who are still trying to bring about his vision. So
Okay,
He should not.
he needs to be removed from the equation
need
because
to
he should
disappear
be
him.
dead, and he's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the summary. Yeah.
So we just need to get to where he is because we were going to make a stink or a show or something or get his exact location to Captain Sulu, and maybe Starfleet could make him disappear without killing him. That was kind of what we talked about. But we just need to figure out how we want to get there. Either we show up to our current ward and tell her, hey, we need to go here and try to convince her that we're going to go there and do a thing, or we get Prism to put basically the orders into the ship and that just make the ship take us
Nah,
there.
fuck that. We'll go straight to the bridge.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
You gotta let them hang sometimes.
All right. Sounds good.
So go to.
Okay, so with that, Idril shoulders back, just takes a posture that is very Klingon and steps out the door, headed to the bridge.
Yeah, as soon as since I have Prism going, put the heading, have the heading available, for our helmsman. You'll know when to make a present. Yeah, then I'm just walking into the bridge.
You
follow with my
down...
best angry face.
Okay. Again, the tombstone walk of these Klingons headed down the corridor straight towards the bridge. When you guys arrive to the bridge, you step on board. It is. I leave it to you. I have to imagine that Tavine has probably seen the bridge of a D7 Klingon battlecruiser in a museum, because this was during the time of when the Excelsior class was first being put into production. This was during
this is the era. This is her era.
Yeah. You've seen these in museums, but stepping inside to see the bridge in full functionality and the Klingons at their stations. When you step onto the bridge, the first thing you notice is the Klingon that's third in command is here. Chancellor Azadbur is not here. She is not, which is not unusual. She is the VIP. She wouldn't technically be in command of the ship unless she wanted to be. So you do not see her on the bridge. Now,
I don't know why I thought she was in charge of the ship. She's not. She's just
technically in charge of the ship the same way she's in charge of the Klingon Empire, but she's not captaining the ship right now.
Yeah, it's flagship style.
Right.
Forgot
So basically, as Idril steps onto the bridge, Noir, your captain is now the highest ranking officer on the bridge. And the moment you step on, you see the Klingon third in command steps up and just snaps his feet and then go and assumes his position. And the chair is yours.
Yeah, I give him the full Mr. Terrific treatment. I sit in the captain's seat. There are headings that have been placed. We will go there on my mark.
There's Klingons look at each other for a moment. Your third in command says, "But sir, the Chancellor has ordered us to return to Kronos. We are currently proceeding under Warp 6 right now. Has there been a deviation?"
If you wish to have the right to question me, you must earn it first.
He raises his chin and says, "Yes, sir."
On my mark.
The ship starts coming out of warp. You see the helm's officer saying, "Standing by, Captain."
Excuse you, I'm taking that. Are you kidding
You
me?
move over.
Are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to take a chance to pilot this ship. This is a flight simulator, nerd. This is a flight. Are you kidding me? Yes. Yes.
Okay.
She wants in the seat so bad.
You then I
She
tell you
just
what.
steps up. Yeah.
Okay, if you step up, so there's a whole ritual of challenging a Klingon to their post. However, you are the honor guard of the Chancellor, so the normal rules do not apply here. When you approach the helm, the Klingon looks at you like, "What the fuck do you want?" But as you stand there and look at them, you see doubt suddenly on their face. Go ahead, and I need you to make a presence command check.
Oh no.
However,
This is so mean.
However, I'm going to let you have a focus on this roll because because this is to simulate the fact that the Klingon that you are in this universe has an enormous amount of authority. Yeah, it's like having a trait basically.
Yeah.
So it's a reduced difficulty of 1 because of who you are. So go ahead and make your roll. If you fail, this is going to get interesting.
This is going to be really embarrassing if I fail. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to get full Klingon. Because if you get embarrassed in front of the crew, you could lose your entire duty station as well as your place on the bridge.
Okay, wait. Okay, stop me if this is not chill. But I would love to like put a hand on his shoulder while I'm glaring him down.
Okay.
And do like 15% of a nerve pinch.
Okay.
Just like 15% as like part of the intimidation. Is like just like I'm I don't.
Make your presence command check.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus, this is such a bad number for me, you guys.
Can I assist by chance?
I would
Probably-
say you probably don't want to. This is since this is a status thing. You don't want the captain's assistance on
Yeah, I
this.
don't want. Yeah,
She's
no.
gotta- She's got to do this. Yeah.
Do it. I believe in you, sister.
Okay.
Please tell me that's a good face.
Yeah.
So I rolled a
It is,
1.
it is.
So I rolled
Yeah.
a
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Okay.
What was the
Did you roll-
difficulty?
Did you roll
I
a
have
20?
one?
The difficulty
I
was
did
1.
not.
Difficulty was 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And because I don't think yeah, because my number was 8. So the 13 doesn't get under the threshold, but the 1 does, and that's 2 successes.
Okay, that's you get a point of momentum, and the helms officer looks at you. The doubt passes over. The hand clamps down on that thick leather armor on their neck, but your pinky finds its way just to the base, and you just gently press, and the Klingon just, I'm relieved, and stands up and moves off the helm station, and gives it to you, and leaves the bridge. You
Devine,
immediately
internally giddy, so excited, more excited than she's ever been in her life. Stoic on the outside.
Out of
Sits
curiosity,
down.
do you speak Klingon?
I mean, not as Devine, no.
Okay. The good news is as you sit down and look at the controls, there's this moment where you have this sort of, realizing I don't read Klingon as you look at the controls, but then it occurs to you, but I am reading Klingon right now. This
And I do-
quantum
like I said-
jump into this, one might say leap into this other body.
Like I said, I do think she's a flight simulator nerd. Like she has flown
Okay.
in the
Sure.
holodeck most
Hey.
ships of this era.
Sulu and Scotty figured it out when they stole a bird of prey. You can do it because you are used to flying stuff.
Yeah.
You find the damn antimatter inducer. And I'm going to go ahead and say that on command, because it was ordered to do so, Prism immediately feeds coordinates to your helm station.
I pull out a course.
All right. You guys jump straight to warp. The ship comes about and jumps towards the Klingon neutral zone near one of the borders, one of the farther borders of Federation space. Nobody on the bridge questions this. Everyone knows better. Y'all are headed out at high warp. You see that where you are headed is only going to be about a 20-minute journey from where you are currently located. And that's when the communications chirp up to the bridge. And you hear, "This is the Chancellor. Why have we altered course?"
I'm gonna just kind of go to Prism like now's the time to feed the reason that we're on this trip. Chancellor, if you look in your communications, you'll find the reason.
You see Prism begin to up. Do you guys have any momentum?
We currently have 2.
Okay, there's a trait that I have on Prism that I need to activate, and it requires a point of momentum that you have
Take
to
it.
give me permission
Alright.
because Prism is still
Okay.
activated as it. Okay.
So take it,
So
take it.
Prism, very briefly, and only you get to see this, Captain, but you see that on your side, this first of all, Prism has reorganized itself to look once again like a Klingon, essentially a Klingon tricorder, which is attached to your side. As you communicate this through the comms and you give the order to Prism, you see programmable matter begin to shift its form for a second, like it's working, and then Prism goes back into its normal form. And then you hear the Chancellor say, "Understood, Captain. You may proceed." Chancellor out.
Stoic on the outside. Oh, I can't believe that worked on the inside.
I just mean mug one of the bridge Klingons with victory for no good reason, and they don't deserve it.
Okay.
You have to
They-
let them know, Captain.
They look back at you, and there is
Let these Klingons know.
as you mean mug them, they look back at you, and there is a moment where it looks like they are also expressing interest. They mean
Oh, that
mug you
stops
right.
immediately.
You mean mug them right back. It occurs to you, Cadence. You're like, "Oh Jesus, that's never mind. I thought it meant something." Like that.
Forgot where I was for a second.
Right, Klingon ship.
No.
All right. So, sure enough, 20 minutes later, Kronos 1 drops out of warp, entering into the system. On long-range sensors, actually, this would probably be you, Caitlin. Do me a favor real quick,
Yes.
since you're at helm, and make me a reason science check.
I can do
And
that.
I'm gonna roll for the ship here.
Okay. Is this like I have like astronavigation? Is that anything? Helm operations?
This
Are
is
either of those?
sensors. Yeah,
Sent me. Okay. Well.
this is literally scanning.
Okay.
Well, it's like a passive scan more than anything else. Yep. Okay.
Reason science. Okay.
Okay, I got a success. I rolled a 10.
Sweet. Could I, friends? Could I take our last momentum for this to get a die?
Absolutely not. No, of course.
Slowly unclicking the tracker and hoping for the best. Okay.
Give it back.
And then
Ooh.
What'd you get?
For a second.
You got a success from the ship.
okay. Well, those are kind of just boring numbers for most of those. What is my number I'm trying to hear? I only have one success. Boo.
One success? Okay, that's going to be
success.
enough, thankfully.
Okay.
As you all come outside, the system is a non-named system. You just see a bunch of numbers. The Klingon Empire has just designated this one of the random systems that's kind of filled with dead worlds. However, it does have a substantial asteroid belt, 3 of them, in fact. And the largest one on the outskirts of the system is the remains of what would appear to be multiple worlds that were destroyed during the formation of the system, causing a very dense asteroid belt. So dense, in fact, that it would be considered difficult terrain to move throughout it. The rocks that are tumbling through space here in the gravitational fields are close enough that it is becoming a little closer to what Hollywood thinks an asteroid field looks like. However, because of this, the ships that you detect on long-range sensors don't seem to have detected you all just yet. On the other side of the asteroid field, you detect what would appear to be a Burrell-class bird of prey, an old-school bird of prey Klingon vessel. It seems to be currently at station keeping, and there looks like there might be a civilian ship as well. I'm going to give you one shot at doing this real quick, Caitlin. So if you could, and I'll let, actually, if everyone wants to make this check, I'll allow this. It is going to be a command engineering check at a difficulty of 1.
Okay. By the way, what was the difficulty of the last roll? Is it 1 or 2?
Oh, you gained a momentum from it.
Gain a momentum.
Command and engineering are both
Both
departments.
departments.
Oh, I'm sorry. That should be reason engineering.
Yeah. No?
Oh, I can do that. Okay. Okay.
I don't suck
Great.
terribly at that.
Difficulty of 2.
Got it. 11 and a
Hopefully
6
you have
under
that help.
13.
I also rolled an 11 and a 6.
Hey, twinsies!
Twinsies! That's
I only got
D6.
1 success.
Do I get anything off flight control, small craft tack, astro navigation, or small craft engineering?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, well then no.
Okay, 2.
2.
And
Okay,
Captain also
so-
got 2.
This is basically checking to see if your characters, using their knowledge, would know. But to keep in mind, you all have a cloaking device on this ship.
Yep.
And cloaking device, you have transporters, you've got everything you need to pull a sneaky here if you want to try to get somebody.
Captain?
Mm. I think we're going sneaky. Initiate our cloaking.
Okay.
That is probably a tactical.
You don't have to roll anything, you just spend reserve power and you cloak.
I do think the moment I hear that command, I'll go to whoever's in the tactical station.
I think at this point, the bridge crew is just not going to challenge the honor guard. So if you go to the station, they step aside.
I'll take a seat.
Okay. You are behind the chair, slightly adjacent. It's not the same setup as the Excelsior refit. It's slightly adjacent, but you settle down. I will say this, though. Klingons and their tactical displays, it's not as elegant, but the simplicity of it. And you have a lot more energy draw options over here as you're looking through all the systems that can be rerouted just to weapons. A few moments later, each of you sees the lights in the interior of the ship change from the dark red to like a low light reddish glow as the ship begins to fluctuate, its power coursing through it as the cloaking device activates and renders this D7 battleship invisible.
Okay. All right. I think there's a part of here that's like, I've always wanted to command a vessel that could do this. I just kind of want to enjoy the moment right now. All
The
right.
other side of the Treaty of Algernon.
The next thing that I'm trying to put together is I know that this ship is due for an encounter with the Pride at some point. I just want to make sure, just like looking at the surroundings, looking at our location, that nothing about this situation feels like the Pride's going to come out of nowhere.
You could ask Prism.
All right, yeah.
Prism has that. Prism has.
Does Prism have a typing mode where I can type the question? Okay.
Yes, Prism has a discretion mode.
Yeah, because I was going to be like right in the middle of the bridge. Does the starship that I've controlled?
Here's me.
So I'm just going to put in.
Okay. When you so now that you've looked at Prism, when you pull Prism up, you see that Prism has had a message waiting for you to read.
Ooh.
Apparently, Prism informs you on the datapad screen that the Chancellor has been sealed in her quarters. Communications have been cut off, and Prism is the one that responded to you as the Chancellor through the ship comms. This means you have a limited amount of time.
Oh, Prism, you little scallywag. All right, T, we're on the clock. Can't say that. No. T, we are on.
And you asked Prism if the Pride was going to show up.
Yeah.
Prism tells you that because of the deviation of Duras being alive when he's not supposed to, that this ship should not be here at all. The Pride is not scheduled to show up. However, he has currently in the system, Prism is tracking the variable that the USS Excelsior might show up if you signal them.
Okay, I can live with that. I've spent so much time studying boarding actions that I never actually led one. Okay, team. Can we get a scan on the other vessel by above table? How do we want to go about this game? Do we want to try and take out the engines and hamper the other vessel and then begin boarding actions, or do we want to just go in super sneaky quiet? Transport inside, try and get our guy transport back out and dip.
I think my inclination right now, just because time travel makes me so scared all the time, that I'm like, we have to make no ripples. But I also know that we're Klingons, so like that is also something to take into account.
I feel like we'll make ripples regardless, because correct me if I'm wrong. If we transport on, I imagine that will trigger some security system.
I didn't become a Klingon to not mess shit up.
So
let's go.
Sounds like we might want to go in loud.
Stab him with our...
Cadence is 100% Brad Pitt's character in Troy right now. Cadence has gone full Achilles. Just wants to storm the beaches of Troy.
I was meant to be a heel.
Stand, Prince of Troy. I will not have a rock steal my glory. Okay. All right, then. Hands up for transporting over with no ship to ship combat. Hands up for ship to ship combat.
If it's loud.
I'm gonna be loud.
I'm gonna want to go. Obviously, I wouldn't do ship stuff, but I figure I'll probably I'll be in the ship either way, probably. So like that's
all right.
But let's let you fly the thing. Like, yes, we do a lot of fighting, but you don't need nearly enough fighting, but not in the Norse insult poetry thing.
Tia, let's get ourselves a clear shot. Let's get ourselves a clear shot at their engines.
So you order the ship to battle stations?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Klaxon begins to go off as Klingons begin to leave their posts and immediately assume battle stations. The bridge lighting once again changes as a tactical display comes up. A
making
few
a
of the
political
Klingons,
nightmare for the Chancellor
on
real
the
quick.
bridge look a little nervous with one another. They look back and forth to try to see. They don't seem to understand what's going on as you guys are approaching this Klingon Burrell bird of prey under cloak. But no one questions the orders. Everyone just gets at their battle stations. You come
No,
upon
we're
them.
going to make her look prophetic when we
Okay.
expose the traitors, remember?
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're making the Chancellor look like a far-sighted hero of the Klingon Empire.
Caitlin is so scared right now, but it's
Nah.
okay. It's
Hayden
okay.
has perfect confidence. Sam has perfect confidence. This may
Time
or may
travel
not be
freaks me
related to
out.
wanting to be a Klingon going real loud.
I've always wanted to say this in context. Today's a good day to die.
Get him.
Plah.
Okay. So you order the disengaging of the cloaking device.
Attack. Can I do attack pattern first before we take the cloak off?
Yes.
Yeah, you can fly
initiating
any way
an
you
attack
want.
pattern before you decloak.
Control con roll to
What specifically?
assist on an attack.
Hold on one sec. Oh, this is the con. Hold on, let me pull up the navigator.
Helm major action attack pattern. I'm on page 302 in the hard copy book, but I don't know what that would be in the PDF.
No, I'm sorry. Operations, Starship Standard Actions, Tactical. I'm looking at the rules summary. There it is. Helm. Okay, so attack pattern. Usually, each shipmates. If you take this action each time, yes. Yes, absolutely. This is basically setting you up like you're going to strafe their ship. It gives you the tactical advantage before you. And this is probably what any Klingon would do if they're about to just drop on somebody and Assassin's Creed their ass. So
Now,
yes,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Caitlin's action, you are going to be doing a control con check.
Mhm.
Okay, so each time you take this action, your ship makes an attack before the next turn. You may assist using your control con. So you just do this. However, until your next turn, all attacks against you reduce their difficulty by 1. Probably not gonna have to worry about that because you're surprise attacking them. But
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's going to be your major action. You do get a minor action. I'm guessing you're going to use that to get into range.
Yeah.
Because right now y'all are at long range. So you're going to impulse. You can move up to 2 zones anywhere within long range, or you can move only 1 zone and reduce. Okay, so you're going to move into medium range, I'm guessing. Okay. So you bring the ship into attack range and get into a devastating attack pattern, which would be sort of like above aft as you're approaching them, kind of like a falcon stalking its prey from above. All right, that's going to be your action. You guys have the initiative, and they do not know they are in combat right now, so you can choose who would like to go next. You automatically get to keep the initiative here.
I assume that's me as I
Double tap down.
A double tap tail.
I will use a minor action to use targeting solution. I can target specifically the engines. And then major action to fire.
You can't fire because you guys are still cloaked.
Oh, I didn't.
So if the captain uses the action to decloak and then we retain initiative for free, then Tan can do.
Well, you wouldn't technically. So the way I would rule this is if you disengage cloaking device, you're not going to have to. The vicious thing about a cloaking device is it kind of just gives you the initiative. When you pop out of nowhere and nobody saw you coming, you guys get to make the first go. So, but it is an order of operations. So activating it it's a major action to activate it. Assisted by the engine security, I didn't have you guys roll it. While cloaked, the vessel cannot attempt any attacks, nor can be the target of attack unless the attacker has found a way sometime of detecting it. While cloaked, the shields are down. Deactivating it is a minor action. So you can take a minor action to deactivate it and then open fire. So you
if the cap, because Tan wants to keep their minor action, I assume, because you have.
I don't
so
want
if
to blow
they-
the whole ship up.
Taeyeon, you're the tactical, so you would actually be in charge of the cloaking device anyway. So as a minor action, you can decloak. You could spend a momentum to get an extra minor action if you wanted to do.
I think I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So I'll take a
One
minor
momentum,
action to
that's-
decloak, and I'll spend 1 momentum for second minor action.
Okay.
To targets and solutions, and then my major action to fire.
Which weapon are you firing? And are
What
you
weapons
aware?
do I
Do you know,
have?
so yeah, the weapons on board this ship, like most Klingon vessels, are not subtle. Your options are not tremendous. They're pretty straightforward. This era of play, you are going to have at your disposal disruptor cannons, phaser banks, and photon torpedoes. Which would you like to hit? Their shields are down.
I use phaser banks, I think.
If you want to cause some breaching, you want to hit with a torpedo. If you want to just start scorching them up good, that's where you use energy weapons. So it's up to you.
Breaches are what would like destroy the engines, like make them non-functional.
If you want to start taking out systems, you breach, basically. Yes.
Okay.
Really quickly, if this is a bird of prey, that means it has fast targeting systems.
You're not in a bird of prey. You are in a D7. Yeah.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Yeah, but you guys do have fast targeting systems.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And that means when you use the targeting solution minor action, you may gain both benefits, reroll a d20 on the next attack, and choose the system hit by the attack.
Oh, nice. I already have precision targeting, which also lets me reroll a d20. So
well, never mind then. You know,
you
Drax.
get multiple. You get multiple.
Every goddamn time.
I mean, I can reroll 2 of them, so that's actually great. Okay, yeah. So there was phaser banks, disruptor
cannons, or photon torpedoes.
Photon torpedoes. Which one won't like? Which one does breaches and nothing ridiculous?
I mean, photon torpedoes are what you use when you want to punch through something. It's what you use when you want to hit ship systems and take them into the afterlife. Energy weapons can do that as well, but they don't punch through as hard. They're mostly used for causing havoc, and eventually, if you hit people enough with energy weapons, they will start breaching for sure.
Okay.
And if you want to be nasty, you could fire a salvo.
We're trying to take one person specifically here. I'm not trying to destroy the entire ship. I use photon. I use a photon torpedo.
Okay, you fire a photon torpedo at this thing. This ship decloaks, and as it does, you can only imagine the alarm that must go off on the bridge of the Burrell and the civilian craft as a D7 Kronos 1 decloaks behind this thing. As that happens, in the front of this D7 battle cruiser, the torpedo bay starts to ignite into a crimson red color as the torpedo, armed in the tube, fires, shoots out. This big sparkling red gem in the middle of night goes crashing towards this bird of prey. So now I'm going to have you make a roll here. So you're attempting a weapon attack assisted by the ship's weapon security is determined by the attack chosen. First of all, you're using a torpedo, which means I automatically gain a point of threat. For torpedoes, the difficulty is 3.
Okay.
But I have a feeling that's not going to be a problem for you guys.
Don't worry about it.
You've targeted a system, correct? You've selected a system,
specifically the engines.
If I remember correctly, that is a momentum spin to target a specific system, and you did
Wasn't there an ability?
Oh, there's an ability for it.
Yeah, it's the
right.
It's
okay, cool.
action.
Oh, that's right. It was minor action. That's right. Targeting solution. All right. So go ahead. Go ahead and make your attack. The difficulty is 3.
Hey.
You have 2. If you succeed at all, you have 2. I rolled a 2
Sam?
for my attack pattern, so you get 2 successes from me.
Could you roll me a d20, please, for the ship assist from the battle cruiser?
Yeah, that's 10 on the dice.
10 on the dice. Okay, that's gonna.
I rolled.
You're gonna get
3 successes.
3 successes. You'll get 4 because the D7 has weapons 10, security 5,
and 2 more from Caden's assist.
So how many successes total?
6.
6.
6 successes to hit.
Yes.
And what was the goal was 3? 3. So we get.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on.
Successes.
So 3. So the difficulty was 3. Okay. So you targeted the engines. Determining the damage.
Wait, before I do that, because of targeting solutions, I could re-roll one of these and see if I can get like another crit.
You technically have 2 rerolls on you, don't you?
I got another crit. I re-rolled the 10 to get a crit, so that's 7 successes.
7 successes total?
Yes.
What?
Okay. 7 successes total up against its resistance. So let me just do some quick calculations as you decloak and open fire. So I'm sorry. So you said 7?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 1 sec. 1 second.
So how's your day going? Not so good, it seems.
This one's for you, Lord Portico. Actually, this is for you. Shout out, Lord Portico. Happy
Portico's been
belated
wanting a
birthday.
torpedo
Oh.
Happy
action
birthday.
for so long.
Okay.
We are not in a bird of prey. We're in a D7, which is a scale 4.
All right, 1 second. I have to look at the GM screen here for a summary of effects. Oh, there it is. Okay, so right. Okay. I need to look for specifically. I'm looking for. There it is.
Did I blow up another ship again?
Yeah, I would love it.
Double tap. Double tap.
Yeah.
Stand by. You hit them very hard. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't always take 2 with double tap. Sometimes gets it right the first time, you know?
Okay. 1 sec. There's one more thing I have to look up as I calculate this.
Drax, did you use the momentum on this?
No, I have 3 burst momentum.
So that
which
means
is
self-reliance goes up. Well, you.
Yep, it sure does.
Your build is disgusting.
It's
and I
really
wouldn't say
good.
that.
If like
I'm not spending on damage. I'm too scared. I don't want to blow it up. I'm trying to stop
so
it
an additional. All right. Okay.
We can spend it on like
So-
how they doing.
Okay.
Can I spend bonus momentum to do less damage?
Okay, so number right.
To force non-lethal.
An additional. So okay, so then I need. So do me a favor, Drac, and roll me a d20, please.
God,
Okay. A 15.
A 15. Okay. And roll it for me again.
that shit was shaking.
2.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a d20 here. So high yield torpedo, you caused 2 breaches with 1 hit, and am I hearing Noir giggling over there?
just gentle giggling here in the
Look, we're all
background. from the
feeling
crew.
it emotionally.
Yeah.
Okay, so you rolled a 15 and a 2.
They're innocent people.
All right.
That ship trash.
So I can't stress this enough. You weren't on the line, but you were very close to just full on breaching their warp core with that hit. Because they had no shields, it went straight into breaches. And because it was photon torpedoes a high yield, it means they cause an additional breach when they hit. They punch through. So 2 engine breaches just took place as you smash that torpedo into the aft section along the side of this bird of prey. You end up breaching their impulse engines, and you end up breaching their warp nacelles on the back of the ship. One of the cells, which allows the ship to fly at warp, has been damaged, and these basically starts you see an explosion on the side of the ship as plasma begins to vent out violently into space. The second breach occurs when the impulse engine pops, and there's a brilliant white flash as you see this ambient orange glow indicating fire inside the ship, which is now also venting out into space. The bird of prey basically is hammered down with its nose starting to point directly up. Imagine if like this was a fork being balanced on something and you just smacked it on one direction. The bird of prey begins to tilt upwards from the impact and begins to list to the side. The civilian ship reacting to this immediately begins to full reverse and starts backing away at full speed. That is just the first action of this combat round.
It sure is.
The torpedo causes massive damage. Oh, wait. I forgot. I completely forgot. You caused 2 breaches on a scale 4 ship.
Oh, that's half their structure.
which means
Damn it.
you've done half of the ship's damage in scale. So, let me just double check because that is going to trigger yet another problem for these poor guys. Actually,
no.
this is the perfect moment if we want. I know we started late. I don't want to do a full 10-minute break, but why don't we do just a quick refresher 5-minute break?
Cool.
If y'all are good, we'll pause it right here. This will give us a chance because we're totally out of our normal time allotment. So let's just take 5 minutes. I'll use that time to look up the rules for what just happened. Everybody get a quick refresh, grab some water, stretch your legs, jump back over here, and we will finish this off. Don't go nowhere. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Way to go, double tap.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to jump right back to where we left off. Shove some food in my mouth. Ready to continue this combat. I went ahead and checked up on the rules. For play reference, this is on page 311 of the core book. If a ship system suffers enough damage equal to half of the scale of the ship, that system is utterly destroyed. Unfortunately, because it's ship's engines, there is a unique rule to that. If the ship suffers critical damage to the engines and they have been destroyed, the reactor suffers containment loss and may explode at any moment. I need to roll a d20 at the end of each round. If I roll higher than the ship's engineering rating, the reactor goes nova. There's a breach, the reactors explode, destroying the ship and killing everyone on board and inflicting X damage with piercing quality to all other ships within close range, where X is the exploding ship scale +1, which means getting close to this thing as it pops would do 5 piercing damage to everything nearby.
Really funny.
Right now,
the first time I guessed it, this exact thing happened because I targeted the engines and the
Double tap.
same way.
So, as that ship begins to list, they have lost all main power, and the bird of prey begins to drift. A couple of Klingons on the bridge, even though they don't know what the nature of this is, let out cheers at the sight of a potential foe being dealt a lethal blow by Konos 1. So, I'm going to have you roll, if you would please, Drac, because I don't want this to be a GM roll. I'd like you, if you would please, to roll me a d20 and tell me what you get.
Okay. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. That's amazing.
Okay, is that good?
Tan's amazing.
If you roll higher than the ship's engineering is bad. Rolling a 1 is the best
It's safe.
possible roll.
It's not exploding.
All right. You have decloaked. This ship has lost all of its main power and is currently adrift. You can see lights on the bird of prey flickering as it starts to drift. I am going to be a complete bastard. I'm going to spend... I've gotten all this delicious threat. I'm going to drop 2 points of threat, and I'm going to call on an ox point for an additional point of threat. Thank you, Bibliotech. And I'm going to now state that that bird of prey that has lost power is currently drifting towards a very large asteroid.
Good. Hey, how many threat needs to get spent before the captain gets the determination back?
3.
3.
I think that was 3 spent.
Yep, we're in the money. Okay.
Nice determination.
Okay. So team.
Oh, shoot away! Sorry,
No, you could.
I have to quote Christopher Lloyd.
Team. We're sending a away team to the vessel. I'll be making my way to engineering. The two of you are going to acquire the asset. You've got the ship. If you're able, when I eject the warp core, if there is debris or any such thing that you can get within the tractor beam to help assist in pushing the warp core away, every bit of space is going to matter.
I think Tavine, well, if she's gonna take your chair, I guess essentially is
Mhm.
because that's under her breath will say, Captain, under what circumstances am I to reach out potential friends here.
On my word or your instinct.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna like slap a big meaty clean out hand on your shoulder. To battle.
The one time we will have equal strength, comparable
I know,
strength here.
I'm enjoying it. Like, yeah, I know that hurt a little. All right. Yeah, we're going to like really quickly. Is everybody okay with that plan?
Yeah.
Can that have been a rally? How much momentum do we have?
Yeah, you
I'm
can do a
asking
rally.
so many questions.
Yeah.
We
Four?
have 4 momentum right now, yeah, because of Taeyeon's incredible little shot there.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna roll for rally because we're doing the to battle thing. Where did roll go? There it is. Command presence. Don't fuck me. Don't me. Command presence. There's presence and roll. That's a 16 and a 9, so that is only one success.
So, all right, so we got 5 now. We got almost.
I'm just not feeling like, you know.
It's
I have a
new vibe.
question.
Yeah, what's
Mhm.
up?
I've been thinking about this the entire break, and I want to do this. Because I succeeded, Suffer Line kicked in, and I would have had 3 bonus momentum. Can I use 2 bonus momentum to create the trait delay an explosion, please?
No, because that's not a you
Okay.
can't create a trait that you can't create. You couldn't create a trait that would be like, can I create a trait that Borg are all asleep as they're about to attack you? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you'd have to come up with a reason or a way to you can technically create traits like that, situation traits, equipment traits, and stuff like that, but it still needs to be able to fit into the how. What's up, Tim?
What about like slow leak? Like rather than alter the quality of like the blast, it goes to the positioning of the shot.
Yeah.
Hit just right, such that it's like the engineering equivalent of like the glass that like is slowly the crack travels rather than shatters in one piece kind of idea.
So you want to?
A well aimed trait, or
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like this is freaking double tap is what's up, and that was but a single tap.
So you want to create a trait that to the scene. Basically, you're saying that the torpedo shot was so surgical that it's not going to cause the typical meltdown that it would technically cause.
Exactly.
I'm going to say yes to this because you're not removing the consequence of the breach. You're asking for a trait to be applied to delay it. So what I'm going to rule is instead of every round, it will now be every other round.
Okay.
So I will
Oh.
use that. I will use that as my judgment for how much time has passed, as
And then-
opposed to making you guys roll more, more regularly.
I was gonna say, so then that was a 2 spend and you had 3 floating. Is there like a question that we want to get out of this? Like a how bad of a shape is it going to be over there? Like any information about what we think you're going to find over there before you go? Yeah.
It was stated that the bird of prey is drifting.
Mhm.
When we eject the warp core, if this bird of prey is tractored, is this bird of prey moving at such a rate that the warp core would move a zone away from us? Like essentially, it's once we eject the warp core and we grab the bird of prey, are we able to somehow yeet it so that it goes to another zone? Because right now we're at risk if it blows up and we're in close.
I have bad news.
Mhm.
Burrell class bird of prey do not come with the capability to eject the warp core.
Oh.
They have
So we have to cut it away with cut away the housing is what
So-
I'm hearing.
bird of prey use a different kind of warp core technology than Federation does, and they are not designed for emergency ejections, especially in
It's your
this
time,
era of
it's your time.
technology.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I guess
Yeah.
my I guess my question, my obtaining information spend then with my last
Mhm.
bonus momentum would be, because I don't know birds of prey. I Drac don't know, so I don't know if Tam would. Would there be a way for us to cut out the core?
You could probably remove the core if you had an engineering team in about a month
Okay, thought so.
to work on it. You could probably, alter the metallurgy and cut out the warp core, remove it from the power systems and eject it somewhere. Or you could potentially if you could find out somehow to surgically remove the neck of the ship from the rest of the ship without causing violent decompression to destroy the entire craft. Like, it's the beating heart of the ship, unfortunately. And Klingons did not build safety into their vessels the way the Federation does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we would know that, but I think Tam definitely made that known.
What's that?
I don't think there is a way to eject the warp core if we're going in there to get Corey. We have to be quick about it.
I'm still going to the engineering room. I'm not letting these people to die. There are other options.
Hi, sir. Then we better run.
You go grab the asset. I'll go stabilize the warp core. We can't
Okay.
eject it, but we should still be able to stabilize it.
You have a shot at stabilizing the reactor, yeah.
All right.
Difficulty 3, but you might be able to pull it off.
How many turns mechanically will it take for this civilian vessel to get out of blast range?
At the rate it's moving, it'll probably take it about 1, maybe 2 turns.
Okay, so it should be if we've made one roll already.
You're causing the delay, and adding that trait is probably going to put it out of danger.
That's okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right,
cool.
all right, I'm good now. I'm good.
All right. I give the order to transport us.
Okay, you guys use if this was combat round, you'd use a minor action to go to the transporter room. Each of you transporting over. There's nothing to stop you. So I'm guessing you guys are going to beam straight to main engineering.
I'm going to engineering. I'm having them go to captain's quarters.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So the two of you beam directly into the captain's quarters. You beam into main engineering. All right. So we will take engineering first. As you appear, the moment you appear inside of engineering, your lungs fill with smoke. You see all around you is shouting and screaming. Fires are erupting all over the wall. You see a flickering force field that's contained a breach out into the dead of space. There are Klingons dead laying around you. Fire erupting everywhere. Engineers are scrambling to get a containment on the situation.
I am resisting the urge to go, Rhinos, my sister, and I love her. And going straight to the warp core.
Okay.
Looking at the other engineers that are kind of stumbling over themselves. And there's a part of him that wants to help them, but he knows focusing on the big picture, this is how he can. And he's just going to grab somebody's engineering kit and go to work.
I'm going to spend 2 points of threat.
Yeah.
You run up to one of these engineers and he double takes, looking at you, doesn't recognize you, but doesn't question it as you start trying to help this. However, the 2 points of threat represents a Klingon that saw you beam in. And as you start to work on the engineering, I'm gonna have you actually make me, if you could. I'm gonna have you make a check real quick.
Okay.
Make me a. I'm gonna have you make a daring command check.
Ooh.
Or I'll allow security here too. Either one of those.
I am sticking with command.
Okay. Difficulty is 2.
2? All right. Gang, y'all mind if I take a
Please, it's yours.
moment?
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
yours. Down to 4.
Ugh. That is 15, 6, and 14 under 15. So 3 successes.
Okay. You are going to see it coming. You do not have to worry about somebody trying to shoot you in the back. You hear the Klingon in his rage emits a war cry, which causes you to look back over your shoulder, Idril. You see there is a Klingon officer who looks terribly burned, pulling out what looks like a disruptor pistol that is fully functional and is going to try to engage you. So you get initiative here.
All right. I would actually like to talk to him and say, what honor is there in killing me when we are all doomed to die? Wait for me to finish and then earn my death.
You can make a presence command check, but I'm going to set the difficulty of this at 5.
Gotcha.
We got
I'm
so much momentum if you want to buy some dice.
I'm gonna take another one, and I'm going to spend a determination using focus on the big picture as my value. And
Okay. Yeah.
that's going to drop 2 of my rolls to 1, and my third roll is a 12. So that is 5 successes.
5 successes. All right. The Klingon holds the disruptor. You can see his temptation to pull the trigger, but there's doubt on his face. You can see if you were an enemy, surely you would have shot at him or finished the job. Why would you be here trying to fix the reactor? That is what you said to him, like that's what causes him to hesitate. And then he lowers the disruptor, making 2 and 2. He puts it together. You manage to hold your ground. He decides you're not an enemy after all and rushes over to help. So a result of the success in this is you're going to get an additional guy helping you to try to shut down this reactor.
Okay, yeah, it's just immediately like, hand me the ratchet. Like,
Right.
we're fixing this mother. All right.
Yeah, because in this Klingon's world, there's no way a Klingon would beam on board after trying to destroy the ship and then try to stop the ship from being destroyed. So he thinks there's something here he doesn't understand what's going on, so he's going to help you.
Gotcha.
So stabilizing the reactor is a daring plus. I'm going to say a daring plus. No, I'm going to say this is a control. This is going to be a control engineering check.
Yep.
Well, no, I'm going to switch this to daring because right now you are on a giant time bomb.
Yeah.
And this is technically going to be round 2.
All righty. So if we don't get this, that means there's a roll and we might all die. Yay. All right.
It'll be fine.
All right. So difficulty is
daring,
3.
engineering.
You are getting an assist from this guy who's rushing over to help you, which I'm going to roll.
I'm so sorry, gang. I need to steal one more
Please
do
do.
it.
Please do.
Can't
That's
feel it's
fine.
freely given, Cap.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to decide if I want to use the determination or just risk it for the biscuit. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit, y'all.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so good news. That is a 1 and a 13. So that's 3 successes. But the problem is I bought a third die, and that's 20. I will take the stress.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to compromise on. Because your buddy didn't help you. My compromise is you are going to fail to stop the destruction of this ship. However, you are going to add an extra round to the countdown. So as you are doing this, the complication that kicks in, you succeed at stabilizing the reactor, but Jaren, the hit was a death blow. You get to look at the ship systems and it's causing a cascade effect. This ship doesn't have probably long enough to get your mission accomplished here, but there's no doubt. There's no doubt to you as you're looking over the system. This ship is doomed. If nothing else, it'll return to where it's supposed to be in time. The ship was never meant to survive to begin with, but the sad news is that torpedo hit is going to definitely cause this thing to erupt.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you're not going to get to roll this next round, and I'm going to rule additionally that's going to reset. So you guys have 3 rounds before a roll happens now, as opposed to 1. So Jaren, you succeed at buying everybody time that they need to get the target. We're going to cut to, as this is happening, we're going to cut to the captain's quarters. You 2 of you beam into the captain's quarters. You are alone in here, but there is smoke that is drifting out from the vents where the environmental control systems are constantly in use. You can see the lights are flickering. Also, to make matters worse, on this deck, I'm going to spend 2 threat, and I'm adding trait to this scene. No gravity. You are in 0G.
Oh boy.
Not quite, but if we round down, I'll probably do. How do we find this guy and pick him up, get him out of here?
I don't believe there's any. I mean, I guess we Klingons have tricorders, right, or something similar to tricorders.
Yeah.
I think the closest we can do them be scan, but I don't know exactly if we can find them within range of a tricorder.
I can go ahead and tell you that his most likely location is the bridge.
Then we should go to the bridge.
To the bridge.
To the bridge. To the bridge.
The door goes kind of falters, but you're able to squeeze through it. When you get into the doorway, it's almost nauseating because the corridor is kind of tilted as you all drift out into the corridor. There's a couple of Klingons that are out here currently working in the halls that have panels pulled off the wall and are trying to repair something. There's a couple of other Klingons that are spinning helplessly, not close enough to a wall to be able to grab hold of something and stop their spins. And there's a couple of dead Klingons floating in this corridor. You two are able to use the sides of the wall and pull yourselves along and drift all the way down to the end of this corridor where the main bridge door is waiting for you. And as you get there and it opens up, the bridge is in the similar state as engineering. You see there are fires all over the consoles. They're shouting in here, and there is smoke and mist. A Klingon's body drifts past you just as you open the door. And you can see, grabbing hold of the center chair, is a large Klingon with a gray streak going out of the side of it, shouting orders. You catch him saying, you catch him basically in the midst of ordering everyone on board the ship to arm themselves and prepare to die in battle.
All right. Well, there's no grav, and I have this strange policy. I don't like to touch the walls when they're on fire. So I'm gonna aim to launch myself toward the captain's chair from here in the hallway.
Okay.
And give a bit of an anti-grav rugby tackle about it.
Cadence, amidst the sounds, the screaming, the noises of the alarms, no way he hears you coming. As you launch yourself, he did not hear the door open. He does not know that a Klingon torpedo is about to hit him from behind. So I'm going to have you make a quick daring security check, but the difficulty of this is going to be a standard 1.
All right. I would like to add my EVA focus because
I
we're
was
in
gonna
anti-grav.
Then yes, you will get to use anti-grav EVA focus on this.
Yeah.
He is not going to oppose this check. He doesn't get to. So you just need to beat a difficulty of 1.
And I hit that. So there we go. Which means that I hit him. Yay.
Okay. Colliding with him pulls him off the chair. He loses his grip on the chair, and the two of you are now tumbling in the air as you drift towards the back of the ship. However, he is completely in your grasp and helpless. He does not have any leverage to sort of break free. He's struggling against your arms right now. So he does have
to lock in a rear naked choke while I have the drop on him. Just get nice in there.
Okay. And in which case, I will say that will now initiate the first round of combat. So go ahead and make your check, your daring security check.
Where are we at with momentum, friends?
I was at 2.
I'd like to borrow one because this isn't actually my specialty.
Yes, please. Please do.
I'm just trying to get this back to somewhere where Taeon's more classical skills can line it up for us. All right, that's, and then on a daring security, that's 2.
Daring security of 2?
Yep.
Okay, he is going to try to oppose this, but he is going to be at an increased difficulty because he is currently locked in. Let's see.
I'm also locked in.
Yeah. But he is not a minor NPC. So
No, he's fairly large.
How many successes did you get?
Dose.
Oh, he can't. He gets 1. He does not break free. He's rolled a 19 and a 12. So he is kicking and struggling against you, but your arm goes around his neck, your hands go up over, and you wrap your legs around him from behind and kind of pull him back, extending his spine backwards. Klingons, man, If this was a human, he'd be blacking out right now. He is not blacking out. He's struggling against you, but he cannot get rid of you. Nobody is coming to his defense. It looks like a lot of his bridge crew are either dead, dying, or trying to get the ship from not blowing up. But you have him.
Oh, he had coach. Can I beam them?
Yes. If you
I
wish.
need to be informed, I think, that this has happened, but I will. But once I know, I will.
I'm an
I would
engineering, so I don't know.
no, not
Yeah,
yet.
it must see that it's very clear that Cadence has got them in their grasp. At the very least, I'll push myself closer towards
The moment,
Cadence.
the moment you open the door, Cadence was off like a lightning bolt and slams into him. He tries to twist around to get Cadence off of him, but finds himself in a choke and he's flailing helplessly, screaming
Oh.
obscenities and spitting into the space as he's just trying his best.
I'll tap my comms and say, Tabine, beam us out.
All right. Do you give instructions on who, or am I taking all three? All.
I think I'll say, I haven't heard back from the captain yet.
It's only, it's been about maybe 5 minutes since y'all
Okay.
beamed over here. If that.
It's your
I'll
life
tap-
sign to like Cadence's and the one
Yeah,
attached.
I'll tap
to
and say, myself, Cadence, and the one attached. Well, Cadence is attached to right now.
Okay.
All right. I'll have a lock onto their life signs. And I don't know if there's different Klingon phrasings, but she'll give the quarter to energize. Bring it back.
Okay.
Pull.
All right. So, Captain, everybody's beamed out roughly the same time.
Yeah.
If Captain, I'm waiting. The Captain has not given us a status update yet, so I'm bringing
Yeah.
Okay.
Cadence, their Captain, and then.
Okay. And just to be
Taeyeon, are
clear,
you staying? You coming?
just to be clear, there's not going to be a roll here because this is technically NPCs doing it, since you have to man the transporter station for this. But they get the order, but they will be able to beam you out. So the two of you will be beamed out with your prisoner.
Yeah.
And is beamed over to the ship.
Yeah,
Captain.
I
Sure.
think Jaren's gonna let him know there's
Okay.
nothing more. There's nothing more I can do here. I'm ready.
Right. Locking on, energizing as well.
Okay. Red curtain of energy flows over you, Captain. A few moments later, you reappear on the transporter pad of Konos 1. You see Cadence has on the ground, along with, I'm guessing, Taeyeon, both have this guy on the ground. You can see he's trying to get to the diktak at his leg, but his fingers can't reach it with that tight grip from these two that have got him. But they have him on the floor, and he is spewing horrific obscenities at everyone in this room, promising death, promising dishonor upon all of them, promising the return of Chang, a bunch of ridiculous things.
I think the first thing Jared's gonna do is disarm him.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
And we surely we have a brig, so
Oh, yeah.
just
Y'all got a break.
let's make our way to the brig.
While this is happening, double checking on that civilian ship. Are they out of range?
Do me a favor, roll me a d20.
9.
9. One second. Nope. Yeah, okay. Glancing up at the main screen, you see the civilian ship has entered long range, and you can tell their power going to the warp nacelles. They're getting ready to jump out of the system. And about that point, there's a white flash, a blinding white light on the screen. And then even through the marginal gases of space, through the hull, you can hear the detonation of a warp core as the bird of prey folds and explodes in an antimatter burst. You can see pieces of this bird of prey just detonate everywhere. The crew ignites into cheers of victory.
As soon as is, I suppose, socially acceptable for Klingons in their celebration, if the captain's not back on the bridge yet, which I assume they're dealing with the brig, Tavine's gonna put in, or have whoever's at the helm basically take us back the way we came,
Okay.
and just to get out of here.
Okay.
And then wait for the captain to return, because we need to give this guy to,
Plotting the course basically to the edge of the system. Captain, you and the other three, Cadence has him just locked down. And Taeon and Cadence are able to get him into a brig and push him in before he collapses to the ground. He doesn't have his dick talk on him. He lunges for the force field before he crashes into it and touches it, and in thick Klingon accent, spewing it out as quickly as possible, demands the right to die.
This is Jiren Tutuvi. Now's the time to reach out to our friends.
Aye, sir. Is Prism still at the captain's chair?
As far as I know, Prism
yeah,
still...
I would have left it there.
Okay.
So you have Prism?
I have Prism now. I just want to make sure I know Prism.
Yeah, because you're gonna want Prism to do this. If you communicate
so
this in the Klingon channel, it'll be very bad.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
I will message text based into Prism to ask for that communication to be sent.
He slams his fist against the force field repeatedly, demanding, "You cannot do this! I have the right to die as a warrior!"
If you wanted to die, you would have. You're not supposed to be alive.
You speak nonsense! Let me out! Fight me now! He slams his fist repeatedly against the force field.
You exacerbate war and cause needless death. There's no honor in it, but I'm going to let you in on a secret. You're going to spend the rest of your days under Federation custody.
His eyes widen. You are no Klingon.
I gave it away.
And then confusion, as he meant that as an insult, and he just starts going berserk and slamming himself repeatedly against the force field. He looks like a wild animal. If he could claw your heart out of your chest with his bare fingers and kill himself in the process, he'd do it. But he is instead slamming himself repeatedly, helplessly, impotently against this force field again and again and again. It's not even drawing blood. It's not doing any damage. It's just resisting him.
You know, there is one way that you can earn what you want. An honorable death. And that is to tell me who interfered. Why are you still alive? Who is aiding you?
He stops and he says, I do this and you will allow me to die?
I'll send you out the airlift myself.
Roll a command. Are you bluffing?
You know, I don't know right now. I'm going to say he's not. No.
Okay. Then roll a presence command check to see if he trusts what you say.
I think in Jiren's head, he kind of gets to listen. Your religion and your faith is different than mine.
His culture demands, his culture is very, very different.
Culture demands Taeon duel him to the death. No, I hear it. It's like we are being culturally sensitive.
There needs to be an RKO of death right now.
And you can't spell RKO without Taeon. Don't
That's
think about
2 successes.
Okay. He pauses for a moment. And he says, I was approached by a Romulan. She told me what I needed to do. She did not tell me her name. She gave me what I needed.
And the description?
She was a filthy Romulan. She was... Goes on to begin to describe a very familiar Mediac. You can hear him basically talking about her features, the cloak that she wears. He describes her in perfect detail. She said she would return one day.
I am going to chime Tavine, I almost said Tavan, almost mixed you guys up, with the new information to give to Prism
Okay.
to see if that little missing bit adds anything to its ability to tell us what to do next.
Pause my request to talk to Sulu and backspace.
I'm so
And
sorry.
then no, it's great. No, I love this.
Well-
Tavine Hunt and Pex, I think.
So Prism has no data on this whatsoever. Prism doesn't know anything about Mediac, and Prism doesn't know what you were sent here to do, or what your objective is, or what you do next.
Got it.
Now, the Guardian says that he was supposed to have died, and you guys decided that removing him from the board was the best way to do that without having to kill someone. So he needs to be removed from the board. So maybe that's when the Excelsior shows up, or maybe that's when you send him out the airlock. You're not sure. But right now, he's still on the board. He's still very much here on a Klingon ship.
And not out in the airlock.
I think there is a moment, like he Jared genuinely is wrestling with this, like this is respecting his faith to kill him, but I don't do that.
Honoring his faith does not mean you have to desecrate yours.
Yes.
The Chancellor?
He was
She's-
funding.
She
Like,
shares
in-
his faith.
True.
If the Chancellor learned what he's done, I can imagine a Chancellor wanting to.
Also, it's genuinely her political responsibility, and she
Yeah.
should have the autonomy and agency to decide this for herself. And in defeating the traitor, bring glory to her own empire and keep it safe. That shouldn't the Federation be about empowering people, sir, to make their own choices.
I think I like that. You'll die. I'm not gonna kill you. I would like to go to the Chancellor.
He'd be
Yeah.
pissed.
I'm
Yeah.
in trouble.
So
I brought you a gift. Please don't kill me.
it's
yet.
so funny. It's so funny to me because it does remind me of that great scene in Star Trek 3 where he's like, "Wait, you said you'd kill me." Kirk just goes, "I lied."
I was so close, but I'm like, nah, this is the way.
Yep. The Chancellor enters the brig area flanked by her full security, her elite security. That is not you guys. They all have disruptor rifles drawn on you when they enter, and she steps to the point where she strides boldly up to you without fear, Sharon. She looks up at you. You stand a full head taller than her, but the cold in her eyes, she says, "What have you done?" But then, before you can answer, you see her eyes are drawn over to Duras. "What is the meaning of this? Why have you taken my ship? Why have you taken Duras?"
Because it needs to be done. And he's got a whole lot to tell you. Don't you?
Duras looks at her and says, "You are weak. You do not deserve to be Chancellor. Chang was the only hope the Klingon Empire had. Better to die on our feet than live on our knees. You would have us be animals, pets to the Federation."
So that's the one sucking the teat of a Romulan for help.
His eyes widen, and he slams his fist against it again. She says, looks at you for a second, glances over and hits a button on the wall. And as she does, the force field goes, and he glances and notices the force field's down, looks at her and lunges. Doesn't get more than a foot before she quick draws your disruptor off of your side, Jaren. And you see him disintegrate at point blank range, just fires right. The disruptor's practically pressed against his crest by the time he reaches her. And you hear his roar echo into nothingness. and disappear into eternity as the red crimson glow of what's left of his body drifts into the open air and vanishes forever.
A deal's a deal.
She lowers the disruptor and she looks at you and she says, "Never go against my orders again without telling me. Do you understand?"
Yes. It will not happen again. On my honor.
She stares at you with fury in her eyes before she grabs the back of your head and thrusts you into her face for a kiss. Which is jarring because the next sensation you have is the warmth of a desert-like world amongst ruins, and an image of Azatbur kissing the Klingon you on a newspaper as Carl is sitting next to the doorway where you all were presumably hours ago. And Carl's like, he shakes his head and says, my, papers sure do get spicy these days.
Well, that's one job done. Any changes on this side?
Things are starting to look up for everyone right now. He folds the paper close and he says, we're not going to actually see any real change until this whole matter is complete. Sorry to say, but your Duras friend is right back where he belongs. The Romulan, Mediak, who is sitting off to the side, doesn't look like she cares. She just looks completely defeated as he is just sitting there on the rock.
How many worlds did you play with to get what you were after?
As many as I needed to. It's not easy to undo everything that the Federation has done to become the power that it is.
There are easier ways. You changed the Federation from the inside, not the outside.
It happened all on its own. I wasn't the only criminal of the Time War. But you don't have that context. You're from another era. Where you are, things are pretty. Where I'm from, you are just as much of a sinner as I am. Carl steps in at that point and says, you're forgetting something. Everybody kind of learned their lesson, signed an accord, decided maybe they should stop because everything was coming unraveling. You decided to keep going. There's a big difference. Besides, we have a few more to do. The next one's going to be pretty tricky, to say the least. Pretty unique.
Yeah, we better get me out of here before I start feeling a little too Klingon.
Carl nods and says, I'm impressed with how you did on this one. And it's pretty Jaren of you to try to find a non-violent way. I was worried that that was going to be a bit of a challenge. I hate thrusting you into those situations. It's never fun. Never fun at all. But the next one, I have a feeling, is going to be much more in line with the mindset that you are all very inclined to.
Well, and I suppose it's time to boldly go once more. Team, you ready?
Good luck with this one. This one really pissed me off that she changed.
I think we've walked through the door.
Not wasting any moment. Not wasting any time. Fresh off of blowing up a Klingon bird of prey and pulling Duras into another
double
version of death. Captain, as you are walking towards the door, bracing yourself to step into this new reality, you see Carl's newspaper that he's holding. And the headline reads that Azatbur has a successful reign after killing the enemy Duras before her crew. Maybe history was changed a little bit for the better. Maybe you did
to die.
You did good giving it to the Chancellor. She made a name for herself. Each of you step through the doorway. stepping through the doorway, your eyes feel like they're slowly opening. Each of you slowly opens your eyes. And each of you feels the cold stab of panic the moment you do. Across from you is each other. Your gaze back and forth at each other. Because each of you are standing within inside a Borg alcove. Each of you awakening inside your alcove as you see the electrical charges playing across the top of your regeneration cycle. Instinctively looking down at yourselves, you see indeed each of you completely covered in technology's armors. And you hear over the comms a distress signal. Please, we're static. Losing power. Everybody. And static again. Curiously, though, there's only the four of you, and none of you hear any other thoughts than your own. You've heard plenty about the Borg. Each of you very aware that the Borg are connected, interlinked to the hive, to the collective, and connected to one another. And it's quiet.
Oh, I guess we should see if we can get that power back up, fix whatever electrical it is. I do hear resistance is futile.
Indeed, it does look like the interior of the ship has been damaged somewhat.
By the prophets. All right. Let's get to work. And we're looking to get started.
As you move over to a computer console, you instinctively place your hand against it and begin to interact with it. And it immediately brings up a Borg scout ship that you were all in. It is not connected to the collective. You begin to process information, each of you becoming aware of what Jaren is seeing. As his thoughts become accessible to you, you all become aware of what he's looking at. It is the future, not the past. You are not in the same time period you were in before. Indeed, if the time is to be believed, this would be somewhere past the mark of the corner of the century. And a distress signal from a nearby system. It looks like a colony of some kind. A colony in distress that is suffering some kind of massive cataclysmic power failure underneath a great storm. And you are the only ones that have picked up its distress signal, calling for help. That is where we are going to leave our XBs for tonight. Do join us for the next episode of The Last Excelsior as we continue to chip away at the shatter points broken in time. Thank you so much for being patient with us as we had so many technical difficulties. One at the top of the stream. We will be back at our correct time, starting at our correct time on the next Monday night. But until then, friends.
Wait, I think next Monday is Norval, isn't it?
No, the 31st is Norval.
There's
the
It's August.
31st is a Sunday.
That's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday?
Yes.
It is a Sunday.
The next Monday
you're right.
is the
You're right. You're right. Thank you for catching that. I was going to tell everybody that that's right. It's on a Sunday. It's not a Monday. So that's right. Next week is actually Norval. So we'll be back on the 1st of September.
Yeah.
Good catch. Gaining momentum, but you lose it because it's the end of the episode. So anyway, thank you guys so much. We will see you for Last Excelsior on the 1st. Enjoy Noirval next week. Until then, hailing frequencies are closed.